Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host this week. It is me, Riggs. I am back. And along with me for the ride this week, we have good old Dapper Depp,
How's it going, everyone?
Gnarly Nev,
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Yeah, oh, no! Like they
and
keep going.
and frickin' Fro.
Ooh,
Freaking Fro. I'll go
Fro.
with it. I'll go with it.
Yeah,
How did you guys miss me last week? How's everybody doing?
you were missed. We had Biakai on. Everybody
Okay, is it
missed
Black Guy or Black Guy? I feel like
Well,
it's
if you
really
should
tough
listen to
say
the
Black Guy.
episode.
Should have listened. They went
Shoulda
all
listened.
over that.
Yeah, that's covered. You have a I was going to say required reading for the next episode, but it's a listening. So
Yeah, I'll get on that.
yeah,
So, may
Yeah.
I hijack us for a quick second here? I do have a small
You can.
bit of an announcement. As
oh,
you know, I do stream on Wednesdays, and we release our episodes on Wednesdays. Well, I made an announcement about this upcoming Wednesday regarding my donation goals that were met. So this won't work as well for those listening on the podcast, but for all the people who are watching here on video, here's a little sneak peek of what you're getting on Wednesday when you show up. So make sure to stop in. This is just, again, sneak peek. There is
Oh
my. To
my.
be why are you laughing, Depp? There's more to be had. It's going to be a very serious and fun
there's
stream.
more. It's very serious,
all right.
guys.
I got it kind of over the nose, because when I get it on the nose like this, it really just kind of fucks with it just a little bit. So again, doesn't work
Yeah,
fully.
use that for some
but-
D&D characters.
I do.
Put the mask on.
Oh, not the mask. No,
shot
no,
you
I like
use
the breathe.
that.
But what I do, totally do, for a D&D character. I plug my nose. I got one. But yeah. Anyways, Wednesday, show up or today for those listening. Swing by my stream, at least for a moment. It should be rather exciting.
You'll get a laugh.
Most likely, at least, yeah.
Can I ask one question? Will
yeah.
the undershirt be on or not with the stream?
Ooh.
I haven't
I'm just
fully
trying to figure out how
decided.
much money I'm gonna give you.
I haven't fully decided. The answer is most likely not, because I don't have it right here with me. I have my kiddie pool, right? So we're gonna be good to go. Hot tub stream, right? Perfectly legit. Along
Are
with,
you gonna put the category as hot tubs and pools? You're gonna compete with Amaranth?
well, yeah, girls better bring it, man.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
She ain't got a chance. I'm gonna take all them viewers. Look at that.
Pro just got
Hell
him
yeah.
my prime sub.
Start
This
writing
month.
Sharpies on your cleavage right here. Just
So, Amaran, bring it on.
Riggs. Hell yeah.
So that's all I had.
Okay.
That was worth it. I appreciate the
Worth.
reveal too, the dramatic reveal. We were like,
It-
"Are Stro gonna use his camera today?" I don't know. We'll see. And then all of a sudden he pops up like Scuba Steve, dude.
Scuba Steve, damn you! Again, it's not going to translate well for all the audio listeners, but just swing by YouTube, swing by my stream. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to watch us the whole video, Fro got it out of the way in the first like 3 minutes. So I'm sure you can dedicate 3 minutes of your life to looking at Fro in this amazing outfit.
Yeah, well, there's a good chance this may end up on like the thumbnail, or if we don't end up using the meme that Nev's got going here.
Speaking
Real talk. I
of
really wish this
memes.
was a bit more adult sized, because these are not the most comfortable. Well,
Bro, you're an
it's-
adult
damn
with
it,
adult
Fro.
money.
It's
You
on
can
my
get
nose.
some.
You
can get
fucked
some.
my transition, Fro.
Yeah.
I was trying to be Depp.
Isn't it? It's tough. It's tough,
Dude,
Riggs.
I
You don't
Depp, I
always
feel-
have
I'm
bangers.
sorry,
when you
man.
get
I'm
them,
sorry,
when
man.
you get them, you just gotta let them rip.
Oh, I'm gonna let him rip. All right. Speaking of letting them rip,
There we go.
I played some Smite.
Oh hell
I was-
yeah!
Well, I'll get into my games first since I'm hosting. I go first. So I was moving this past week. Did not play a ton, but I have like 2 weeks worth of games. And I'm gonna start it off with a little bit of an appearance from a friend of the show, Mr. Zillion Beers, aka Relly Trelly, aka Bryce, showed
AKA
up for
Bruce.
some,
Okay.
aka Bruce Buttercrisp.
Yeah.
All those aliases, he is just Bryce to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Trevor were doing some late night queues. And I don't know if you guys maybe got a notification. I don't know if you have Silent Reveries followed on Twitch, but he may or may not have started streaming for about
Oh
an hour
man,
at like 3 in the morning
I
one
missed
night.
it. No.
I'm pretty sure he deleted the VOD. But the only real thing that happened was he turns on his stream, right? First off, he spends about 40 minutes trying to set up his stream. And then he turns on his stream. Within 5 minutes, he spills beer on his keyboard.
Oh
And
no.
then, so then he's like we just had started up a game of Slash, and we're all like running to red buff, you know. And he goes, "Oh shit!" And then he just stops moving, and then I go to his stream, and Trevor's laughing, and I just look at him, and he's like getting paper towels and like trying to clean off his keyboard because there's just beer all over the place. Those are
That's
some
fucking
great
great.
games that night.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the games, like, they're in my history. I couldn't tell you what happened, but I just remember we played a ton with Zillion Beers. And,
Oh,
yeah, Bryce spilled all over his keyboard. Those are great. Then we fast forward to yesterday, right?
Okay.
It was trip ships. I did not work on my diamond challenge, unfortunately. I don't think I've played Ziblanque a single game.
Well,
Yeah,
Riggs, I do
but-
believe you have 1 week left.
I think it's safe to say none of us are getting it done. Maybe Nev.
Oh, I did it.
Oh.
I did it first week.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot.
No,
I was
Dev's
like,
in
no,
by
no,
there.
maybe
Nev's
Nev,
been
you
grinding
mean
hers.
definitely Depp, because I have not touched Morgan Le Fay since this started.
Oh, I
I
thought
thought
you
still have,
just
like-
said.
Kwong.
No, I have Morgan Le Fay and wait. Was it Alquang? No,
I don't
Alquang.
know.
No,
Every
no,
time I
Alquang
go
was
to
my
your stream-
personal. Alquang was my personal. I did get Alquang Diamond this weekend, but no.
Okay, yeah.
Hold up,
Because I was
Nev.
gonna say every time I go to your stream, you're playing Alquan.
Nev, I gotta ask you something. We have a generally similar taste in mages, right? We both kind of fancy a mobile mages. Unintentionally, it seems like. Why not Morgan Le Fay?
I've just been focused on trying to get some other stuff done, and then totally forgot
Yeah.
that we shortened the length of it, and that ends Thursday. That ends tomorrow.
I just
AKA
figured
she's
you'd
scared
kind of
of
play
milfs.
Morgan in general. Like I'm just kind of, or was it like a getting a star on her?
I have to get a star on her. I already have her
Oh,
diamond.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That makes way more
And I
sense.
think
I'm like,
the-
how do you
the
not
previous-
like Morgan? I'm just surprised by you not already having a star, I guess, or a diamond. Or
If
was
I'm
what I
not
was getting
correct, the
at.
previous getting her to diamond was a diamond challenge.
Yes.
So that's tough getting a god again.
I did have Morgan Le Fay in a prior actual diamond challenge. I got her diamond. And now I have her for my star challenge, and I am 800 away.
You know what you gotta do, Nev, is you gotta do what I've been doing and just start spiking it up. So originally we had the Bobble Boys for about 2 weeks, I think, until they nerfed the item, and then they kind of changed it now. But now I'm all aboard the spiking it up train. I'm
No,
Manticore
hold on.
spiking it up.
Oh,
Can it be
Manticore
the
spikes?
spiteful spikers?
I was thinking maybe the Spike Squad.
Spike Squad?
I feel like spiteful spikers is a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, I'm open to workshopping it if we can get
I
something
feel like
better.
we do need to workshop it.
Yeah,
Spike
yeah.
Squad.
But no,
I like it.
Manticore spikes, I'm not gonna say they're OP, but I think they're pretty good now. So the only downside is they're tiny to pick up. It's kind of hard to like pick them up when you're in a fight. But I have definitely been spiking it up in pretty much every game that I've been playing a tank so far.
How
'Cause-
are they the size of, like, what is it, Cupid Hearts or the Sylvanas passive?
They're
The
closer to
reverse-
Sylvanas.
It's
seeds.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like skinny but like tall.
Oh.
But it's weird. I mean,
Make
they are
all
pretty
make all
obvious.
things that can be picked up the same size.
They're
make
pretty
it
obvious if like
universal.
it's
Buffs,
in the open, but like
Cupid
if you're in a
Hearts.
fight,
Manticore
can't
Spice.
say
Make
shit.
them all. Just make them all the same size. Give them the same hitbox. I'm sure it would save on programming.
I'm not entirely opposed to that, honestly. I'm not
The
gonna lie.
worst.
It
Like
seems
like
like one of those
hitbox.
things.
You can
Like it's
have the different art styles, but make the hitbox the same.
all right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
See, that's one of the ones. It's like it's such a small thing, but it's the small things added together that really kind of give you consistency. Where I kind of agree with that as far as like picking shit up. And if anyone out there is going to argue about how it's dumbing down the game in any sort of aspect, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Actually, that's not true. I'm always open to discussion. You're just going to have to try hard because that's probably a stupid ass opinion you're starting with.
It's gonna be a try hard discussion.
The worst is playing Cthulhu and ulting and then trying to pick them up when you knock people up. It's like you can't. They're like a little speck.
Mm.
They're like a little ant down there. You gotta try to hide or try to get. But no, I've been spiking it up, dude. Especially on like warriors, right? Manticore spikes and Glad Shield. They basically have similar passives, right? You get bonus damage for having health or having prots. So why would I not? Build an item, build a defense item that gives me damage for building defense. That's kind of
And
cool.
then you're probably building Lonos Mask.
I cannot do that on warriors, but
Uh,
if I were to build like a tank assassin, hell yeah, I would do that.
yeah. There you
But
go.
no, yeah, combine upgraded bluestone, right, with
Mhm.
Glad Shield with Manticore spikes, and then like a tank build. You
Well,
are
what's
slam jamming people.
what's the other starter that does damage for building tanky? Infused Sigil. There you go. That
The
could be
axe,
a.
isn't it?
I think
Well,
it is
that's
axe,
hitting
actually, yeah.
abilities. But the infused sigil blows up when you take damage, dealing 600 physical.
Yeah, that doesn't scale though if you have prots. The axe does. The axe will scale if it does
Okay.
percentage of your
Yeah,
prots or health, I think.
Yeah, because
One
axe
of the two.
and Glad Shield work similarly.
Yeah.
Which I also had a reawakening, right? Shout out to I was watching some Final K did like a VOD review basically because for the Smite Masters tournament, they had to play it from home because
Mhm.
COVID issues and stuff. And so the entirety of the Jade Dragons team, they basically streamed their point of view of the games, but just like without commentary and all that. Like you obviously couldn't hear their comms or anything.
Right.
And then he did like a rewatch of it where he was kind of like explaining his decisions and stuff. And I didn't know this, but Bluestone Brooch, the upgraded Bluestone,
Yeah.
it does way more damage than I thought it did.
Hold up. Can we go back? What item are we talking about here?
Brooch, the left
Brooch.
upgrade on
It's a
Bluestone.
brooch.
Okay.
Brooch?
Yeah.
Brooch.
I call it Brooch.
No,
Brooch? I don't know.
doesn't matter.
Brooch.
It's pronounced Brooch.
Definitely Brooch. Listen, it's Brooch.
Okay, all right. Remove the B. What word is that?
Yeah. Rooch.
Roach.
No, that'd be ROACH.
It is. That is how it's spelled. BROACH.
When I'm the host, I get to pronounce things the way I want to pronounce them.
I
Right?
love
There you go,
that.
Riggs. Riggs, let the
Nicely
power
done.
go to your
Why
head.
don't you sit the fuck down?
Whoa!
let me
whoa,
brew
call it
whoa.
Brooch.
Right here. I've got a brooch
now
right
hold
here.
hold up. Before you make too many bold statements, we all know how we work around Bot G. Editors got final say.
No, the
So
Brooch or
you
Brooch.
can cut in with the actual pronunciation is
Yeah, maybe I
as
will.
by Webster
We'll see.
Dictionary.
We'll see.
Anyways,
No, this is where this
the
is Nev's
left.
chance to get back on Riggs and then cut him, and he's like, "I am the," and then just any random thing Riggs has said in the past.
Right.
Anyways.
He's contemplating. He's like, "Shit, I've said some stuff. I've said some
Oh,
stuff."
I say at least one questionable thing an episode. I'm good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always got to have the host
left,
who does that.
Mm-hmm.
The left Bluestone upgrade, it does so much damage to objectives and Titan, right? Because it does 7.5 of their current health, and that applies to like Titan, right? So like in the VOD review, Final Kid was talking about like he went and hit Titan. I think he was playing Arthur, and he hit it with his like first two abilities. Bluestone alone did over 1,500 damage to Titan just by using two abilities.
That's 10% of Titan's health, right? Because that's 15k.
Yeah.
It was a shit ton, like
8% around, right? Should have been because if it does
was
4,
somewhere, yeah. it was somewhere around like 1500 damage, but with like just 2 abilities, just from Bluestone. It was insane. So that was when I mean, I always build that one if I'm buying Bluestone. I don't like Redstone that much, but I became a believer in Bluestone after that. I didn't realize it did that to like
Yeah,
objectives
the
and
other
stuff.
one's almost like a hunter for hunters. If you're
It's
throwing
like I feel like
abilities
it's kind of
out.
like a meme one. I think it's fun though.
A bit. I mean, it is fun. It gives you a shit ton of attack speed if you read the item.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
think it. Yeah,
but
it's
I don't know. You have to commit to attack speed at that point. Like it compounds with fucking Silver Branch like none other.
The only cool thing I think from it is that you can overcap on prots with it. So like if you have that as like a rat, and you have you can overcap with Rat Acorn and you can overcap with that Bluestone as well.
Yeah,
You can
we
just
all
be
we all know
Omega
you're a
prot.
rat man.
See, I think
Fuck,
it's
man,
all right
rat
if
over
you're
here.
into heavy AA. So, like for instance, on someone like Arthur, you could go that
Oh,
because
the
he
attack
does
speed one, yeah,
benefit
back
a
to
little bit from the attack speed by charging up his energy faster for his passive.
Yeah.
So you will get a little bit of a benefit through that. It's probably not the most optimal most of the time, but if you're into heavy AA, just being able to reduce theirs would be helpful. But on ability-based hunters, it works great, right? Like Chiron, I think it works great in situations again against a lot of AA people. I think that felt fix this. It's not fixing. I feel like there's probably some AA warriors, maybe like an Erlong or Bologna, where you could get away with it, but it just
It's
on
still
warriors
not-
probably not the best.
It's still not the best choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is good for the AA reduction if you
Well,
still want to be something for your abilities, but are
Yeah.
like desperate to handle the enemy's attack, their auto attack somehow. I keep saying AAAS, attack speed.
yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to find something while you were talking about that too, because that reminded me of the other starter that we were talking about. I was playing with Stoff and Bright yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about Compassion, right? The upgrade for
Oh,
Benevolence.
yeah.
And we were talking about how much healing that item gives you. Like that item does so much. It gives you so much healing. It is insane.
Well,
Like
what's Gosh, now the other tank starter, the one that heals you based off of killing minions.
Boon.
Yeah,
Sentinel's gift.
Boon.
Yeah, Boon is the one that gives you a lot of healing.
Boone's fucking wild in assault. I was
Yeah.
tanking Esh a couple times with Boone. Like I'm in fights, I'm low health. Wave gets deleted, and I'm
Yeah.
over half. Like
Well, and that's self healing too. Like Compassion, like it's insane for AOE
Yeah.
healing. Like I forget which game. I'm trying to find the game. I think it was this one where I had Compassion and they had a Chang'e on their team, and I out healed the Chang'e as a Cerberus with Compassion.
that's wild.
And no, like I didn't have med or anything. Like I didn't have any other healing just besides Compassion and Benevolence, but like Compassion's the real one. And I out healed their Chang'e. I think I had like 6k healing. And their Chang'e had like 4 or something like that, or 5. But it's so dumb. Yeah, this was my week of discovering how OP starter items are.
Yeah, that's
that-
how you build starter items. That's Although I do
Alright.
feel like there's so many starters. It's hard to keep track of what everything does. And with all of the balance and tweaking this, adjusting that, And
Yeah.
obviously some are in the meta and then others aren't, but it's like no one builds them. So like what does that do again? And then like, oh, it's secretly overpowered. Like it's hard to keep track of everything. Smite's a big game.
Is it hard to keep track of your games this week, Depp? Did you play some games?
I played some games with Nev on the stream. I think this was one of the days where we went about 50% before I left. And once again, as is a theme with a lot of my games on Nev's stream, I was out drinking beforehand, had me some Long Islands, came in spicy like, rolling the Hades, got I bought the skin. I bought it. I bought the T5. I also supported Nev with the Nexus link because there was a gem sale.
You again, Depp.
Yeah, I tried to tell the people, I'm like, hey, if like 6 more people buy gems, Nev could get the skin as well, and then it'll be fun for the stream and everyone, right? But I tried, Nev. I plugged the link as much as I could. It didn't seem to do the trick.
That's
How
all right.
how long is that gem sale going?
I think. Let me
Likely just this
verify.
weekend, right?
No, I think it said September 4th, but let me just
Okay,
verify.
so there's still time, guys. Use Nev's link if you're on PC to buy your gems.
Gem
What
sale
what would that
actually
link be,
goes.
Nev?
It would
The
be
gem
in the
sale. The
It would
gem
be in the
sale
description.
goes through the September the 7th. You can save up to 33% on gems. It does not cost you any extra, and you're still getting the same exact discount that you would be getting if you were purchasing gems through the Steam or the Epic client. Again, this is for PC only, unfortunately. That will be at nexus.gg/Nevea03. It's also in the description below.
Huge.
And that is
Huge.
always in the description, by the way, in case anyone in the
Yeah.
future is like, hey, hold up. I think Nev had some sort of link. You can go ahead and check. It'll be in every episode.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll speak for everybody. I'll be honest. Who really checks descriptions though?
I do.
I mean, we all listen to podcasts, right? We all listen to other podcasts and stuff. Who
80% of the
checks
time, I do not check the description.
I do, but
I'll check
that's
the description if there's something like wild going on, and it's like, hold on, what's that? I need to find out
Yeah.
about this, and then I'll start looking. Like there was a podcast I listened to, Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. But
Could be.
our friend Creed Neve donated, and he had his name read out at the end of the episode. I'm like, oh no shit, and then I tried to read the description on that one. So
I do because I'll listen to like a lot of debates and shit like that. And they will be like, oh, in my debate I had this person, links in the description to go check out that video. It's like, well, here's an hour I need to invest to finish this hour-long conversation. And then in that one, they'll be like, they'll make comment of this.
And there's
other debate.
another link.
Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole, but that's like, all right. And then you got to get back to the original.
12 hours later, when
12
Fro's done
hours
with
later.
his shift.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Bro found all
man.
the crumbs that they left for him on every video. Nice, man.
Right.
And you'd be like, finally, now I can return to the main topic.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah, go buy gems with Nev's link.
do it.
Do it, or
That
else this episode won't come out
Hades
anymore
skin?
ever again.
Fantastic. Loving the Hades skin. I think we had there was a couple of pre-mades that we ended up against, even though we were a 5-man. Everybody wanting to play with Nev. And the pre-mates kicked our ass. But I'm loving the Bancroft's Claw with Hades. It's just synergy with his kit. And I'm slowly dialing in what I need to build and what works. And I've been building the Pendulum of Ages for the cooldown percentage, and I'm not, it doesn't feel as good on him. The believe it or not, anti-heal starter, Tainted Steel feels good, especially when there is healing on the enemy team. But it's just creating that deficit is massive for him, because you're healing, you're building lifesteal, you're getting health shields, and then having them not heal. It's great. Found out Typhon's Fang, his that 10% pen, not you need something a little more. So I've been picking up Charon's coin. Feels great. Feels wonderful. And then Spear of the Magus, Typhon's Fang. Obviously, getting the more lifesteal, gets you more power. It's a good time. And then I'm still searching for that sixth item, and I'm flitting back and forth on what I want. One time I built Spirit Robe. That felt okay because they had a lot of CC. I needed CCR, and the mitigations helped out with the passive and whatnot. But yeah, dialing it in. I'm gonna have a good Hades by the time this Odyssey is over.
Might I recommend you a spear or not spear? What's it called? Mantle of Discord.
Mantle of Discord.
Potentially last item
That could be good. Yeah.
instead of your spirit robe, because you're gonna be getting gone on when you're ult in late game, right? A little
Yeah.
bit of a AOE stun while they're in your ult or something,
Very
Not too
clever.
bad.
I was gonna say
Riggs,
it's
did you just fucking boot up some black tar heroin when he was talking? 'Cause all of a sudden we got real soft and low on this, and
AMSR rig.
MSR.
Yeah, that was my ASR ASMR peak or I don't know
ASMR.
what is it. I don't know. What I'm trying to say right now.
MSR.
I don't know. My brain just like died. I'll be honest.
MSRP rigs here.
My
Let me
brain
sell
is
you
just
on
like-
this Mantle of Discord.
dude, you ain't ever seen a
know
Riggs
what
at this
happened.
low ARP, man. Let me tell you what.
Right.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I think my brain like died for maybe a good couple minutes right there.
Listen,
sounded
Riggs,
like it.
that's me 40% of the time. So
40% of the
I'll-
time, that's Dep every time.
every time.
40% of the time, let's dep 100% of the time.
Right. I will pick. I'll try that Mantle of Discord and pick it up and see how it goes. I had a dominating Jormungandr game, 10-0-13. Getting the Warlock staff, got a little Gem of Isolation to be cheeky, got the Charon's coin, evolved it pretty quickly. And then I think I was going into maybe like a Rada to Hootie or something, but I'm like, man, I need some lifesteal. They're kind of doing damage to me, and I had to like keep leaving fights. And so I started to switch into Bancrofts, but the enemy team surrendered before I could pull the trigger on it. Played a couple games of Camazotz because there were some quests, play as this god or against this god to get the avatar. Played a couple. First team went up against, I'm building tanky Camazotz, 2217. Felt pretty good. The second team we went against was much more competent. But they also, what was it? They were doing some weird stuff. There was a tanky E-set. The Nike was annoying as shit. They had Ishtar hitting every damn auto in the book. They had a pretty good Tsukiyomi doing damage, and then a Thoth. The Thoth was kind of negligible, but it was really the E-set ults, the Tsukiyomi and Ishtar just kind of fucking everybody up. The Nike was doing everything right, and we were chickens with our head cut off. It felt like against these guys, it just wasn't working out. Nev, I think you can confirm about that game. And then I picked up the Thanatos 11-10-10. There was a Bacchus on the enemy team that was like spam laughing, and it's like, okay, bud, but like I killed you several times. I might have actually been the only one to kill him. What yeah. Yeah, two deaths, and I remember executing him both times. So, sometimes you do good, sometimes you do bad, and sometimes you're like, well, hey, I went over even, so that's how I like my eggs cooked, over even. That's how I like my Thanatos play, over even. So those are Dep Nation's games, Fro G.
Bro, you're telling me nobody else laughed at that? That was actually kind of funny.
That was huge. That was great. Thank you, Riggs.
The over even.
Over even.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was great, but I mean it was there. I don't think it was worthy of no reaction.
I mean, I reacted with a Nani the fuck look on my face. Like, the hell is that even supposed to mean?
Like over easy. Over.
I feel like I feel like that should have gotten Nev at least. It's like a Nev joke.
You know
Mm.
what? You know what? I hope I just get chuckles out of the listeners as they're listening to it. That'll be my victory. And if you don't and you like shake your head, then that's also a victory. I win no matter what.
Mine was like a like facial shake of the head. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That's also that's my whole goal, Dep. What you just heard there too is if I get a good reaction, bad reaction, I don't give a shit, man. As long as
Yeah,
I get
as long
a
as you
reaction.
get a reaction,
As
right?
long as I get something out of you, that's a dub for me.
That's a dub. I win,
Yeah, how are your games, Fro?
bro.
all right. So my games, as I'm trying to get to when I was actually the ones I was playing. I played a little bit on Monday. They're alright games. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty fun, but nothing really notable. My normal Monday stream was voted on that I should do Smite, so that's what I did. But on Wednesday, Ishtar was released. Now,
Mhm.
we'll talk more on Ishtar here in a bit. But she took up a chunk of my streams, and that's why. And she's taken up a chunk of my week, and there's a reason why. Besides that, I got Atlas twice in an assault. Or in assaults.
Mhm.
I've spent a lot of time talking a lot of shit about Atlas.
Okay.
Right. I really have. I think I might actually kind of like him a little bit. After both those games, I think there's just a little bit of me that's like, he is kind of fun. And I think I figured this out. Or I think I figured out what made the game changes for me, because there's something I realized in the first assault game with him that I played. You can call his globe back. You toss it out.
Right.
I had zero idea. And if we did bring this up,
Oh no.
I completely didn't remember, right?
Yeah, his one sucks if you leave it out.
Yeah.
Complete utter ass if you leave it out.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate, right? It almost insert the conversation we had about the Ymir wall last week, and it's like a similar thing, right? I figured out you could recall it, and then I didn't really put this together until afterwards, but wouldn't you know, that game and the next game, I proceed to have a lot of fucking fun on Atlas, and felt very impactful, even though I didn't get the full fucking the struggle on him. You know what I mean? Like, I'd hit him with a few little yanks and pulls, but I mean, I did hit my 2 fully on him a few times, but yeah, you can recall that. That's what I learned this week. That was great.
I think at this point it's a little bit more strange if you don't recall it.
We're an educational podcast now. Put us in the educational category.
I do struggle.
His 2 is one of the best abilities, I think, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I do struggle on some episodes when it's like educational, entertainment, comedy.
Oh, I do entertainment.
I do entertainment. Every time I do entertainment, but there's sometimes I'm like, well, are we?
What are we?
Are we entertaining?
If I'm on the episode,
or are we a bunch of fucking clowns with microphones?
We're clowns with microphones. For sure.
That was a lot of noise.
Ow, my eye. Fuck, I just hit the snorkel and it hit me
just
in the
take
eye.
it off. Take off the snorkel. Take it off.
I can't see. The thing is, I can't take the snorkel off because it's
it's
interlocked.
You committed to the bit.
I was committing to the bit.
Yeah.
My hair's all
fucked. You can
fucked
commit
up.
even more this Wednesday.
Right. Yes. This Wednesday.
So I don't even know where I was going with that. I like Atlas now. That's my whole thing. That was the majority of my week, aside from our Ishtar gameplay. So I'm going to have to pass it on to Riggs, because he looks like he's paying attention.
I already went, Chico. It's Nev's turn.
Thanks.
I wasn't paying attention then.
I
Yeah,
thought
wow,
y'all
look at that,
forgot
bro.
about me.
Nev, I would never forget about you.
Oh, don't you?
Except for sometimes.
Forget
But-
about
Forget
me.
about me.
85% of the time, I don't forget about you 100% of the time.
Math.gif.
Yes.
Sorry, everybody, that I was not here last week. I was very, very sad that I didn't get to quote meet end quote Biakai, but it sounded like you had a great time. I did reach out to Biakai a few days later and just personally apologized. Last weekend I had my overtime shift on Saturday, and when I got home, I proceeded to do a 9-hour charity stream. So I didn't go to bed until like 3:30 Sunday morning, and I was dead to the world when y'all started to do the recording. So but the charity stream itself went great. If you aren't aware of what that was about, was High Res Cupcake. Unfortunately, her father lost his battle to cancer a few years ago. So every year since that has happened, she does the Sprinkle of Hope charity event, and it benefits One Up on Cancer, which provides financial help to those that are currently living with cancer. So yeah, we raised almost $500 on that stream. I got to do some really wacky stuff like play with no glasses, play on lowest sensitivity. That one was fun. I got that the very first game of the night. Somebody donated enough to make that happen, and I was Jing Wei in Assault. So lowest sensitivity on Jing Wei. Not a good
That's
look.
tough. Yeah.
Let me tell you. And then
Hitting
the
those
very
autos, I bet.
Oh my god, the very next game, I put everything back to normal, and it was like it almost felt like it was too fast. It almost felt like it was too fast after I put everything back to normal. I was like, "How is this even possible?" I don't understand.
So I used to do
Um,
that too when I played like Call of Duty back in the day. Me and my friends used to fuck around with that and like turn our
Yeah.
sensitivity to like 1, and then yeah, we would turn it back to normal and be like, "Holy shit, I can't play this game for like a week after that." It's so bad.
yeah, and of course, because it was the first game, there wasn't really a lot of people in the queue on that first game, and so our team did the whole surrender at 10 minutes. But I
Yeah.
didn't do terrible. I went 3-5 and had 8 assists. It
There
was
you
just
go.
a really rough comp to go up against. They had a Gilgamesh, Soul, Nike, Discordia, and Sasano versus our Cerberus, Daji, Raijin, Loki, and then myself on the Jingwei. Our Cerberus was just like, I'm the only tank in this right now. I'm going to stand behind everybody else. And I'm like, oh, well, that's helpful. That's helpful. Thank you. I'm so glad you're preventing the Gilgamesh from jumping on me for the 8,000th time. But yeah, no, it was a great night. I did almost get another penta on AMC. I went 16-2 in arena on AMC. I think they surrendered right when I was on the quad, and I was like, wow, that's toxic. Just let
I feel
me
like
get the penta.
you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You should have to wait until the whole team dies. Like, this should be in the game like the coding. If anyone has like over a triple kill, like a triple kill or higher, then you shouldn't be able to surrender until it's over.
We played some slashes and then of course some arenas as well. But yeah, all in all, it was a really good night. There was one Daji kill that I got. I love doing it to people. I'm in arena, and you know they're pressuring us near our spawn. So then I'll just ult in our fountain and pull their entire team in. That's always very very pleasing when that happens.
It's a classic.
Yeah, absolute classic, but it destroys the newer players that don't understand what that's about to happen. um, let's see. Other than that, yeah, just been rocking on those worshippers, but not on Morgan Le Fay. LOL. I finished Heimdall and Uller, got both of them to diamond. I also got Al Kwang diamond last night, so my next closest to diamond is Charybdis. So like overall, not just hunter wise or mage wise, but overall, Charybdis is my next closest to diamond. So that will be a thing. I feel like anytime I'm like trying to do a diamond challenge, like whether it's personal or if it's from the podcast, I feel like this is a common thing that happens for me when it's like the very last game right before the promo. I guess you would call it, right
Mhm.
before I get to diamond. The very last game, without fail, everything goes to shit. Everything goes to shit. I get Uller, which y'all know I'm not good with Uller. I don't particularly care for Uller. Sorry, Vio. There's just something about it. Uller, it's just maybe it's my play style.
She can't hit autos. She can't
I
hit
can't hit
axes.
autos.
It's
I
just
can't hit
how it works.
axes. It's just all not great for Nev. All around not great. So this is my promo game, and this happened during, I guess this was Friday night, so it was double worshippers if you were in a party on Friday. And I'm like, all right, well, either way, even if we lose this game, this is going to be my last Uller game. We should get diamond no matter what. 0-9. And it got to the point, I think I was like 0-5. And I think the enemy team was like, that's the weak one right there.
Oh,
They would
no.
just start targeting me. I kept dying I would walk out of fountain, whole team there. And I'm like, what? What is
That's rough.
happening?
I'm not
Let's
sure
see.
what's worse, when that happens or when the opposite happens. When the whole team's like, hold up, this dude's pretty good. We just need to focus them. Because that's like a real feels bad because you get to spend the first half of the game like, yeah, look at me, I'm doing great. Get double kills, triple kills, I'm fucking awesome. To like, oh, what's happening? Why am I getting ulted 3 times every time I show my face?
Exactly. They had
that in late game happens, and it's like, oh, maybe I'm better at the mid game here. Hold on.
They had a Nike and a Tsukiyomi that would just dive me on cooldown. And then the rest of their team would follow suit. Who was on their team? Ishtar. Thoth.
Oh, this is the game I was talking about. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dep Nation on the Camazons. Meanwhile,
Listen, I was trying
Nev on the
to fuck up their
Insert the
backline.
fucking
It didn't
Spider-Man meme of Depp and Nev's perspective of the same game. He's like, wait a minute. Hold up.
Wait, I was there.
It
Right.
was
Wait,
rough.
you were there.
You were there.
It was rough. And then I was like, as soon as it was done, I was just like, I'm so glad I don't have to play Uller ever again. I'm done.
Get some for a diamond challenge. Reroll.
Yep, absolutely. But I say that, and then so the last game for my promo to diamond for Ao Kwong, I actually went 10-1. So rules are meant to be broken, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that
Listen, Nev, you're secretly an Ao Kwong main. I'm telling you, melee gods, you're underestimating them. You're underestimating your skill. It's the Anakin. You underestimate my power, and then you're actually able to make the jump, unlike in the movie where he gets his arms and legs chopped
I mean,
off.
where he could have just jumped to the side where nobody was at and been fine.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I also played a lot of damage Jormungandr because of Fish in my chat just kept
Requesting.
channel point redeeming the god request and just constantly made me play damage Jorm. And I was there for it. I was actually having a lot of fun playing some damage Jorm this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I still miss
It's so
release
good.
Jorm, but I still had a lot of fun with that though. But yeah, that's about it for my week. I did have one really nasty Herc pull and push out of the enemy tower that I put into our little recording chat there if y'all are interested in peeking at it. But I've never done a big multiple target Herc combo before. Like that's the first time I've ever done it, and it actually worked, and it was very exciting. And then I didn't know what to do with my hands, and I died. But but I got really.
You hit 3 and you start slapping.
I just got really excited. I just stood there. I was like, I wasn't even expecting it to happen.
That reminds me of that one Hurt game I played with you. I totally forgot about that. Where I was like, hey Nev, how much if you know how you can do that thing where you two somebody as Hercules and you blink back so you can pull them super far back. I hadn't done that in forever.
God, you messed it up so bad.
No, I did it the first time. It was literally the very first time we loaded into this arena game, And I'm like, no, how much if I do it first try? And I don't think you ever say anything about it. And then so I go and do it, and I literally do it. You know how like people want like you in arena, you come from both sides of the bus, right? You kind of like converge on the middle for that very first wave. That's what was happening, and I do it. I hit the 2 on like someone, and I just blink way back, and I push them like super far back, and they just fucking walked away. Like no one killed them. I was like, all right. And then I spent the rest of the game trying to do it, and I couldn't do it. I got on the very first one. I couldn't do it. But you guys mentioned that you guys had some Ishtar experiences. And as we've already well established, I did not listen to the episode last week, so I don't know how much you guys covered, but figure we could do some maybe first impressions, first opinions,
We
complaints
covered
about
her
Ishtar,
kit.
maybe.
We essentially covered her
So
kit
now
like we usually do.
I had a lot of
So
fun.
now you guys have some live battleground experience with Ishtar. How
Yeah.
what's the consensus on Ishtar? Neath 2.0.
My very first game of Ishtar, I freaking popped off and we lost the game. But I was like, oh my gosh, what would happen if I got a pentakill on literally my very first game? Like that would have been cool. I got a triple twice.
I also picked up a quadra, my first, or it may have been a triple. I'd have to check the VOD on my first with Ishtar. So she's probably a little overtuned, typical new god.
She's also a hunter too, which makes it a little bit different. Like they're always gonna do so much damage just with autos and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure her abilities are a little bit higher right now as well. I have a complaint, right?
Okay. Hit
So
us with it.
they made her 3 so fucking cool if you hit somebody.
It's
yes.
so cool, yeah.
Dude.
So I'm never gonna be
satisfying.
dashing away from someone. I'm never dashing away, but then I'm just dead because I'm dashing in, dude.
Right.
I'm like I think I was talking to Bright or someone else about it, and they were like, "Oh, it's the same thing as like Heim ult and Najal." I'm like, "Yeah, if I'm ulting away, that's stupid. I want to use the cool part of the kit. I want to Heim ult somebody or Najal ult somebody. I want to dash in on Ishtar."
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe maybe give her a second escape just so I can just be dashing in all the time and backflipping off of people.
No.
No.
That is like the coolest ability they've added
Just
in a
be like
while.
Hyman Najah, deal with it.
I was gonna
Like,
say this is the new Gilgamesh dropkick.
Yeah, I was saying this is the new really cool ability. You just run up to someone and backflip off them, shoot them with an arrow, and that arrow can crit too, so you can just like one shot someone.
Ooh, saying it's drop kick levels of fun. I don't know if
up
it's
there.
that
I
level
don't know
as
if I
satisfying.
I mean, it's up there.
It's not up there with feels
it's
that
cool.
level of feel good. I think it's close. But I will say, as far as looking
it's not
cool,
replacing. It's not replacing
no.
the drop kick at the top, but it's up near the drop kick.
I think it's in the conversation.
Hold on, let me finish. As far as looking cool and like flashy abilities, I think this is probably like the top right now for me for like any sort of movement style ability. Dude, it looks so fucking cool. Like the semi flash-esque dash forward with the particle animations, then the fucking oh my god, no, it's great, dude. This is literally the type shit you want your D&D character to do. This is what you fucking are like, oh my god, Legolas just killed the goblin by backflipping off him. That's this type shit right here. It is peak great looking flashy fanciness.
I had that problem when I played with Nev. I think I played like my first Ishtar game with Nev. And I bought Blink obviously, and I built like full ability base, and I was just blinking in and dashing on people, and then I would just die afterwards. But I was just satisfied with it. I was like, oh, I looked cool when I died, but I died.
Yeah.
But I think she's pretty cool overall. I think I've only played like one. Or two
games on her, I will say the cripple from the ult gets felt huge. If you're a god with wanting any kind of escape.
That cripples?
So the first hit cripples.
It cripples going out and it stuns coming back.
Yeah, depending on how many swords hit you is how much damage it does. But yeah, that cripples huge in team fights. the mez from the 2, it is just like a stutter step, kind of how we were talking about. Like, it's off of you so quick that if you have any DR on you, it's just interrupting you enough,
Yeah, it's the perfect interrupt for, like, let's say like an Arthur's like 3ing on you, he's spinning around, you just interrupt him for a second. Like, it's perfect for that, but it's not really great for anything else.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be interesting? An ability that is an interrupt, and that's the new form of CC is interrupt. Cancels
just be a
channels
silence.
or sure.
I'll say that pretty much exists.
A 0.1 second silence.
So yeah,
I don't know.
is that anybody out have any complaints maybe, or like feedback for Ishtar? Any cool shit you've done? Any cool combos? Any?
The extended
did-
range auto with the projectile speed feels like ass on the receiving end of that. It's frustrating how fast those come at you.
Especially if they have kins along with either
Yeah.
of the executioners. Because
And
it's like
Griffin
whack, whack,
Wing.
and it's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because they took the damage penalty off Griffin Wing, right? So
Yeah,
it's just like a free
it's just a
free
free
projectile
faster
speed.
auto now.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to see how that interacts with gods like Hachiman, where you've got the longer range, or maybe Sylvanas with the AoE. But obviously, you can just get all of that with Ishtar now.
You bring up Hachiman. If, in my opinion, if you are a fan of Hachiman or Neith at all, you will enjoy Ishtar.
Yeah.
The extended range, he really is like the two, or she really is like the two kind of meshed together in a way.
Yeah.
You got the extended range on the 1, right? With
the aggressive dash.
You got the aggressive dash, which feels like Hachi's, just longer, including with that little stun there at the end, except for you get to do a little Neith backflip once you get there.
The root with the Neith backflip and a damage auto tied into it. Like, it's...
Right, but I mean, you don't even notice that because it happens in the flip, right? So
right.
I mean, it still feels like you just did the Neith backflip. And then with being able to call down the 2, right, with the the delayed drop with the AoE in the center and all that, that also kind of feels like a Hachi or like a Neith's AoE on the 2. It just has very, very similar feel. Got like a mini Hachi ult with the 2. That's honestly, I mentioned it seemed like a Bakasura ult last one, but with it actually.
What are you talking about?
Me and Dev both just made the same face.
Because
you said Hachi ult, which is he rides on a fucking horse.
Right, but
that's what I associate with Hachi ult, not the attack at the end. The jumping on the horse.
Well, yeah, I was in the middle of explaining that, and then you guys interrupted me to ask what I was explaining. So yeah, I know last week I described it more of like the Bakasura autos, but it is the cone is like a shorter range of like the Hachi ult when you're on the horse, and it is kind of like how you shoot out the multiple arrows, but it's not like someone has to be in the area. It just shoots them out in a
in that zone.
like a cone. He feels, or she feels great. As far as the like combo, did you listen to last week's episode, Riggs? You said no, right?
No.
The only thing people have, like big thing that Black Guy kind of like keyed us in on last week is if you send out your ult and then dash at someone, while you're dashing at them, you can call the swords back to you to guarantee all the swords as you like do the backflip off from them to get like the max damage. But on the same hand, you also then don't get your stun because like you get your little mini root from your 3, but you're wasting that with the stun. I mean, so it secures your damage.
But here's also the thing: use the 2, stutter steps them enough that you can lock in with your 3, and you're probably crippling them at the same time with your ult. and then hit some special autos on them after. I don't know. Spice it up.
I think she may be in a bit of a situation where Yamoja is in regards to how Polar Bear Mike described her, where I said Mark, didn't I? Polar Bear Mike.
Yeah, Polar Bear Mark.
It dawned on me afterwards. I'm like,
Evil
something I said does not sound correct here. Yeah, how Polar Bear Mike described Yamoja regarding her difficulty is every fight you can approach it with so many different angles, you're never really going to be sure which one was the most optimal. And I think she's going to have a bit of that in regards to setting out the cripple, when to use the swords for stun, dashing in, dashing out, trying to root someone. She's got her mez to include which autos am I using in the fight. I think she might be in a bit of that. Definitely has a high skill ceiling, that is for sure. But the floor, I'd have to say, is rather high or low.
Which is good.
Yeah, she's a hunter. Good. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you just hit your autos. You'll be doing at least some work, Speaking of doing some work, God, I feel like I've become Depp with these trains. I feel like I'm nailing it right now, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Depp, I know how you feel. I sometimes I laugh because like
it's
they come
power.
out of nowhere. But yeah, dude, these are kind of sick.
I feel like I should use my amazing capabilities to derail us, to just make it as hard as possible, like I do for Depp unintentionally. I do it unintentionally for Depp, though. That is a bit of a difference. Yeah. So I met a member of Journey yesterday. Not to derail us too much. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. There we go.
Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck about Journey.
Either do I. That's why I didn't even. I was like, whatever.
I was up to something. Right before I was moving, I put out a little bit of a form for some people to fill out, right? And I'll be honest, right? We have a lot of people in this Discord. You're telling me only 17 people filled it out. You guys can do better next time. But I appreciate everybody that did fill it out. And it's time for the inaugural episode of Baji Family Feud.
I don't know if that's the right song.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the theme song for Family Feud. I just know I see clips of it all the time of Steve Harvey with like someone talking about like some really weird answer to the question. One of my favorites is like, "What's something your wife should get or could learn better, or learn how to do better?" And it was like, "Have sex" or whatever. And then he just looks at him like, "Did you just say
not
that?"
The thing to say. You're sleeping on the couch tonight, buddy.
I get those clips all the time on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, right, I have 7 questions. Some of them are a little generic, kind of just like generic Smite questions. Some of them are geared specifically towards each host. We'll go through them, right? Now, this is where I need your guys' help on how you want to do the rules.
Okay.
Because for some of these questions, right, there's only, there's 3 of you guys competing. I won't be competing, obviously. I'll be hosting. Some of the answers, right, there might only be like 5 possible answers. So what I was thinking, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, is do we want to do one round where each of you will give an answer to the question, and then that's your answer for that round, and obviously you'll get points, but like based off of which, like how correct the answer was, Or do you want to do 2 rounds where you'll get 2 guesses? But sometimes that might leave someone without an answer because there's only 5 on some of these questions. Or do you want me to do it based on the question? Like, let's say there's a question that only has 5 answers. That one we'll just do 1 round, but like the other ones we'll do like 2 rounds. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide before we start.
I'm not fully understanding the explanation.
Are we still buzzing in? Like, what's...
No. So we'll pick an order, right? Let's say the order right now, just based on how you guys are all on my Discord. It would be Depp going first, then Nev, then Fro. And then I would do a snake order. So that would do Fro, then Nev, then Depp.
Okay.
And vice versa, right? So, for example, right, let's say one of the questions is how many colors are there on the rainbow? Or what's the first color you can think of on the rainbow or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously more than 3 answers for that question. So would you guys want to do like 2 rounds of that question, right? Or if Depp gives 2 answers, Nev gives 2 answers, Fro gives 2 answers, or do you want to just do 1 answer for each person?
If you're doing snake order, and we're following an order for us hosts to give guesses, I mean, we could guess something that's not one of the 5. So we
Exactly.
could just keep cycling through the order until we guess all of them and do it
Yeah.
that way.
The way actual Family Feud works is
Nev, this
obviously.
is bocce.
I'm
This is not
just
actual
I'm
thing.
just
How-
explaining
how-
because
how does it work?
Riggs
Nick?
I'm
because
teasing.
Riggs said that he didn't know how it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they basically do like a timed response. Somebody buzzes in, and if it shows up on that list of things, then they get to decide, do they want to play or pass? So if they play, then they keep guessing until they strike out.
Well,
Or if they
I was
pass, it
thinking
goes to the other team.
I was thinking more so along the lines of the end of Family Feud. You know how he does like the last section where it's like we surveyed blah, blah,
Yeah.
people, yeah,
Mhm.
and you guys are going to be answering the same questions. I'm thinking kind of like that, but I'm thinking how many opportunities do you guys get to answer each question? You know, like do you get one?
one.
Because in the show they get
We get
one,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there
that's
might
one.
be. Okay, do you guys want us to do one then?
We
Yeah,
do
we can
one.
just do one.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
just do
because
one.
when they do their one guess, they get points based on the popularity of the answer.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
basically
even
how I
on the
have this
one
set up.
set, so even if you use the rainbow example, let's say the question is, name a color of the rainbow. Whatever one has the most responses, even though they are all possible
number one
answers,
answer,
is
yeah.
the one that's worth the most amount of points. Now, I don't know if you
Exactly.
put weight or point values behind all that, but we could go behind that because I know you used a Google Doc, so it will give you a percentile at least. So you can at
I have
least
all
know
that stuff set up.
the most predominant answer, which, I mean, I guess it could be argued, blah, 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 whoever goes first. I don't really give a shit who goes first.
I have all that set up. I have all the point values decided and everything like that. I'm already good to go. I just need to know how many answers you guys get. So we'll just do one
One.
for each question.
One.
One.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Now, question. When someone's going, I think the other people should deafen. Because I haven't read the quiz. I don't know the questions.
Oh, that's true. I mean, that's exactly how the final round happens in Family Feud. The other person participating can't hear until it's their turn.
Yeah. So did I guess Nev Fro, did you guys do the quiz or
I
look at
did.
the
We were
I
told
did.
not to look.
I was
Okay.
told
Okay.
to do it.
I told Fro to do it. I could have told you guys to do it. I fucked up what I said when I put that in there. I didn't realize that when I put that in there, you guys could see, hey, don't look at this. I meant for you guys just to not look at the responses. Not you guys could have filled out the questions. I just didn't want
he
you guys to
meant
look at the
to
responses.
relabel the quiz once he made it public. But when
Well,
it was
yeah.
private on our own Gmail, it was supposed to be, yeah.
Well, still with the final feud, the people that aren't actually actively answering
right,
can't
because
hear
we
everything.
could guess the same thing, and
You
if
could guess
Fro
the
guessed
same
it
thing.
first, then he gets the point.
Well,
Like we don't get the points.
Okay.
It's guessed
The way
again.
I'm gonna do this, we're gonna go
Right.
one by one question at a time. You guys don't have to deafen. We'll just take turns, all right?
Okay.
So if one answer's already off the board, just don't say that answer.
Okay.
All right. All the rules and explaining aside, we're gonna start.
I'm keeping all that in, by the way.
Yep.
That's fine.
Wait, so we're not deafening? Because I
No.
No, you don't have to deafen.
No, we're literally just taking turns with each question.
With answering a question, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So and like I said, I'll do snake order so that way like Fro can go next. Like Fro can go first on the second question. That way it's not always Dev going first and getting
Yeah.
the chance at the
And
best.
then
Whatever
Nev will
works.
go on the third, and yeah.
I'm fine however
Alright.
it works.
All right. First question. I surveyed. How does Steve Harvey say it? We surveyed 100 people, and this was their response, or whatever. I don't know.
How many did
I
you
surveyed
survey?
16 apparently. I thought it was 17. 16. I surveyed 16
Oh.
people in the Baji community,
Big
and
numbers.
this was their response.
Mhm.
Question number 1, Dev. What is the first class you go to when you are picking a god?
Mage.
Mage was the third best answer. You got 30 points, Dev.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Nev.
Hunter.
You got the number 1 answer, Nev. You got
Yay!
50 smackaroonies. Bro.
Now I know our community, so I'm going to say Guardians next.
Oof. Bro, you have the 4th best answer.
Oh,
You got 20.
no.
Really? But we
no.
have a lot of tanker players.
I bet that's Warrior. I bet that's
Warrior was the second best answer with 4 votes,
They
and
don't
then
have
Assassin was the
CC.
last class.
Yeah.
So far we have Nev in the lead.
Are you writing
Next
down how
up.
many points each person's getting, Riggs?
I do. I am. I'm keeping track.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, question 2.
I think,
so we'll have
not to
Nev.
interrupt you again, I think they do the points are the percentile. I may be wrong on that.
It is.
Well, that's not how we're
Oh,
doing it.
No, however you want to do it's fine.
And then if you guys want, I can go in depth with some of these answers, like how many if you guys want. I don't want to do it for every question.
No,
though, 'cause
that's fine.
a lot.
Keep going.
Question number 2, Nev will go first. What is the god or goddess that you most associate with Fro double G?
Chalk.
Mm.
That is the number 1 answer, Nev. You have 80 points now.
Jesus
'Cause,
Christ.
Right.
And I will say, on some of these ones where there's like a god or goddess, some of them were tied, so there might be more than one answer for like the number 1, number 2, and all that
Okay.
stuff. So that might not be the only number 1 answer.
Gotcha.
Fro, you're next. What is the god that people associate with you the most? That is not
Heimdall.
Heimdall is not on the list, Fro. That is 0
Oh,
points.
shit. I'm
Dead.
torn. I'm torn between 2. I want to say Cupid.
Cupid was the other number 1 choice.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
tied with
Cooldown
Chalk.
build. The cooldown build.
50% cooldown. My other guess
Fro
was
doesn't even know
Gilgamesh.
himself.
I don't know.
That-
Did Gilgamesh make the list?
Is
he
Discordia
did,
on
yeah.
there?
Gilgamesh
Yeah,
is number
Gilgamesh and
3.
Discordia. Gilgamesh is number 2. Gilgamesh and Discordia were tied for number 2.
Yeah.
Well, if
I
there's-
knew it.
Yeah, if there's 2 tied for 1, then it's 3. But yeah, 2.
Yeah. Same difference.
There was there's a lot of tied for third on these. I'll be honest, because
Yeah.
like a lot of people just put like one like random off god, but
Yeah.
so far Nev is still in the lead. Depp close behind. Fro does not
Yeah.
even know himself. Did not score on his own question.
I realize it's like, yo, I've done nothing but say how Heimdall does not feel good on PC.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're to Fro, right? Going first.
Yep. Pro first.
Fro, what is the god or goddess that you most associate with Nevea 03?
Cuckoo.
Yeah, fuck you.
Was the number 1 answer.
Yeah, of course it was.
by a landslide too.
This
was
is
Yeah.
a story I've been trying to
Landslide.
change for the past 3 years, and it's never gonna change. Apparently,
You can't rewrite history.
Depp, a Nev god.
For the memes, I'm gonna go Nox.
Nox is not on the list.
Oh shit.
Really?
Nev, do you
Artemis?
know yourself, Nev? Artemis is the number 2 answer.
Oh.
Yay! We're getting
you've
closer.
Tried, you've
Is
tried
Scylla-
so
Nev
hard.
points to her avatar with quiver and mini pig. Please, not
Exactly.
Cuckoo.
Listen. Low hanging fruit. I was going for the meme.
Is Scylla on the list?
Scylla is not. The other 2 are here.
Wait.
I'll go back to
There's
Fro,
2.
too. The ones-
We don't-
So
we
the
only-
ones that
we
were
only-
associated with
we're only
Fro-
doing one. We're only doing one
Yeah.
answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just
The-
wanted
the-
to know what other
Yeah.
gods people thought I
Soul?
associate
I'll
with.
go back to Fro and tell the ones for Fro, and then I'll do yours, Nev. So the ones with Fro, the ones you guys didn't say were Bacchus, Amma, Chiron, and Kukulkan for some reason.
Oh,
One
because
Kukulkan's on there.
he hates Amma.
But those were all like the 1 point answer. Like
So
the
that
one
would be
vote
a meme.
answers.
Okay.
And then
Bacchus 'cause
for
I'm
Nev, the
fat.
ones that are tied for 1 was Nuwa, Vulcan, and Camazotz.
All right.
You have
There
been
was
liking
no soul,
Camazotz,
no
then.
soul at all.
No
Interesting.
soul.
She had soul as her avatar on Twitter for like 9 months plus. Okay, interesting.
I'm learning a lot about myself and the community.
I will say
Right.
too, Nev with Kukulkan as her top answer. That was by far the most voted answer for any question. You had 11 people vote Kukulkan.
Yeah. Thanks.
So,
I hate it.
Thanks. I hate it.
Now we're back to Depp.
I feel like there's
That-
1 or 2 possible top answers here.
Depp, what is the god or goddess that is associated with Depp? So you're answering your own question
Thanatos.
first.
Thanatos.
Thanatos is the number 2 answer. That'll get you 30 points.
That was the number 2?
Nev.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know number 1
I can guess number 1.
and number 3.
Nev. What's a Depp
Number
god?
3.
Nev?
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking about him now. There's more thought putting into my brain place.
Because I was also gonna say Thanatos, but I should have known that Depp was gonna say Thanatos.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
I mean,
Oh
top
my
3
God.
worshipers is pretty easy.
You have a
spot for
timer
me.
in my head. I'm counting down from 10 right now.
Oh my God. Ah. I don't know.
How do you not know?
I thought it was Thanatos.
3,
uh.
2,
Uh. Uh.
1.
Bacchus.
Bacchus was not on the list.
No.
Bro.
There's gonna be like 3 on the
All right,
list.
I'm gonna say Anubis number 1, and then
Oh, yeah.
assume Ganesh number 3 for no extra points
Yeah.
or anything.
I
So
got
your
panicked.
actual answer, Anubis, that was the third answer.
Is Ganesh number
Ganesh.
1?
Ganesh is
one.
number 1.
I knew that. I panicked.
I talk about the elephant boy a lot.
I know. I panicked. I'm
Guys,
sorry.
oh my god, I think we're all getting hit with fucking old people syndrome because these are our
Right?
responses from 2 years ago.
And then just for funsies, the tied for last place for Depp was Cthulhu and Ra.
Not upset about those. I got the
Cthulhu's
You
Cthulhu's
the
literally
in the
have
background.
Cthulhu behind you right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's part of it.
All right,
All right,
Nev, you are up next.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Nev, you'll notice a theme with some of these questions.
Is it for you?
It is for me. What's the god or
Ratatasker.
goddess you said to me? Rat. That is the number 1 answer.
Yay!
Bro.
Rat's such the low hanging fruit. It's hard to
Yeah, but
guess.
low hanging fruits are worth the most points.
That's why I'm in the lead
Mhm.
definition.
I
Mhm.
do love nuts.
Oh god. Achilles.
Achilles is not on the list.
Hmm.
Should have went with
Yeah.
my
I'm
guess.
gonna throw a Hail Mary here and say Erlong.
Erlang, surprisingly, is not on the list.
Really?
No? Wow.
Yeah,
That was
talk a lot
my
about
other
Erlang,
guess.
You
Simon.
talk
Dude,
about Erlang
okay.
so much. I thought that
Oh,
would be
Erlang.
him. Yeah.
Rat and Erlang are my 2 top play gods by like a
That's
long
what I'm
shot.
saying.
I
No.
was trying to remember. I'm like, is it Achilles or
Maybe-
is it Erlang?
did
is his
Bologna make
second-
it on the
or is
list?
His warrior.
No,
fave?
so the other ones were
What?
Arthur and Hunbats were tied for 2nd place.
Oh, maybe
And
Candace.
then I had a lot.
Is
Yeah, I
Candace
don't know.
on
Maybe because I say boom boom bat a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Maybe-
understand
play
the
on
Arthur.
that.
You do talk about Arthur.
I do love me some
Even if you don't
Arthur.
necessarily
Yeah.
enjoy him, you talk about him more than even
I just
most
feel
people.
like- Yeah, maybe there were better choices here, community.
I had a lot to for my like 1 vote answers. I had
Mhm.
Chalk, Cucullin, Gilgamesh, Freya, and Susano.
Oh, Freya. I
Mm.
am actually
Mhm.
shocked that there was only one person that said Freya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'm not.
I feel
I'm
like
not
the
as
answer
upset
should have
that I
been
missed it
Warrior
now.
Freya specifically.
Oh, right. Right.
So just an update on the score. Nev, you're still in first place with 130 points.
Hog.
Mhm.
Depp, you are in second with 90 points, and Fro,
Okay.
you are in third with 70.
That sounds about right.
So it's still a decently close game.
So
but I think
we're
Nev's kinda
close,
pulling
yeah.
away. Next question, and I'll be honest, I fucked up on this question. The question is, what is your most played game mode? And I totally forgot that Assault exists in the game because that's just how irrelevant that game mode is to me. So Assault is not an answer. I'll tell you guys that now. It's every other game mode, but not Assault. So don't say Assault.
Okay.
Fro, I think you're first.
You got to ask the
Is it
question so
is it
everybody knows.
specifically Rig's most played game mode or the community?
No. The community. The community. What is your most played game mode? I asked the community, what is their most played game mode?
Okay.
Bro, you are first.
Slash.
Mhm.
Slash was the third place answer. You will get 10 points.
Wow.
Depp.
Arena.
Arena was the second place game
Okay.
mode. You will get 20 points.
Shit.
Oh,
Nev's gonna fucking
no.
prices
Nev.
right us here.
I feel I want to say Conquest. Is it
Right.
Conquest?
Is that your answer?
I guess.
Conquest was the number 1 answer. You
Yay!
will get 30 points.
Now, I also
Who would
like
have
to point out
guessed a
to
bunch of
Riggs-
Conquest players listening to fucking
A bunch of
non-conquest
non-conquest
players.
I
players.
also fucked up.
Hold
the,
up.
the
Riggs
eighth
did
question.
fuck up because he posted
it's
this
definitely
in
Arena.
our Discord and it didn't include MOTD or Assault.
Or Assault, that's what I meant, not Arena.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
think
MOTD
reword it
should be
next time.
included because
I
they're
wouldn't have put
taking
that.
those away for adventures, Fro. Have
I'm
you
sorry.
seen that?
Cool downs
sorry.
runneth over.
did you say
Right.
MOT shouldn't be included when our Discord is known and Nev is known to do cooldowns every fucking Sunday? Like literally, Nev made her own fucking customs day to replace cooldowns because it didn't exist for like 2 months. Like how many times do we talk? We've had to explain to guests that we play a shit ton
But
of MOT
you don't-
before.
Hey, we play a shit ton. It is not our most played though.
It might be my most played.
I was like, do you know the amount of hours like that get cranked out on Sundays?
I mean, every
I do
freaking
feel bad
I mean,
Sunday.
that-
still, that's only Sundays.
I do
Yeah,
feel
one
bad
out
that
of
I can
Assault
tell
in
you
there.
7 days of the
That
week.
there are certain weeks where people like Stoffmeister hopping on and playing for 4 hours on a Sunday, 3 hours on a Sunday is the majority of his
yeah.
smite for the week.
When
Yeah,
I was kind of
so-
taking a break from content creation for a little bit, I was still getting on every Sunday and playing cooldowns.
When I was like crazy busy and wasn't even coming on the podcast for like that 3 month stint, I was hopping on for cooldowns on Sundays with you guys, right?
Mm.
So I mean,
Right.
I
There's
feel
no
like
real way to
MOT
track. There's no real way to track your MOTDs though, like by playtime, because Smite
No.
Guru won't show it. So
No, but you
Yeah,
Right.
can
I
track
do
it
feel
in
bad
the
that I-
response.
I do feel bad that I forgot Assault because I know a lot of the community plays Assault. But
I mean, yeah,
was kinda
Assault's
trying
probably
I was
my
trying to
most
keep
played.
it. I was trying to keep it to like just like you know how there's that little pie graph on Smite
Actually, I
where you
can
can
look.
see like your little thing. I was
I
trying
can
to keep
look
it to
right
just
now.
those.
Reword. I think we need to get back on track. But one last little thing. Maybe reword the question to favorite game mode and include the MOTD. But even if you don't want to, definitely include Assault, regardless.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
move on. We can
that's
move
my
on.
bad. This will be the last question, and I just want to put this out there beforehand. It's mathematically impossible for Nev to lose. So congrats ahead
only
of
won
time,
a
Nev,
game.
But last question. I think it's Depp going first, right?
I believe so.
Maybe.
Because I went first, then Neff. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Depp, you're first up. I
right.
asked the community, name the first healer god or goddess that comes to your mind, and I'm not including self-healing, so like Camazotz, I'm not counting someone like that. But name the first healer that you can think of. I asked the community.
Afro.
Aphrodite was the number one answer. That'll get you 40 points.
Nice.
Nev.
Oh.
L was the number 3 answer. That'll
Oh.
get you
Ooh.
20 points. Fro.
I
in
want
a
to
tough
say
spot.
Rob, but I'm going to say Baron.
Baron was the number 4 answer. That'll get you 10
Oh.
points.
Number
You
2.
missed out on Chang'e.
Chang'e, yeah.
Yeah.
Was the number 2, and then
I was
Guan
torn
also got a
between the two.
vote.
Okay.
See,
No
I
Yamoja?
knew Afro was going to be first.
Yeah.
Afro was going to be first.
No
That one-
Yamoja, no.
I'm very surprised about that because Chang'e is like a really kind of duty healer. Sometimes, a lot of times. I'm surprised that she's number 2 when you think of healer, though.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised on that. I'm surprised Hell was third.
Maybe it's
I was
'cause
surprised
our-
like the Hell and Chang'e weren't flipped.
Yeah, I really am.
But that brings us to the end where Nev, you're the winner. Congrats on the inaugural episode of Bocce Family Feud.
Thank you.
180 points.
I'll
Dev
change my
actually came-
title after this episode releases. I don't want to spoil it.
How close was I?
Deb, you actually made a comeback at the end with the Afro. You had 150, so you're only 30 behind Nev.
Ah.
And then Fro, bringing it in the rear with 90 points. Not cracking the triple digits, unfortunately. But there's always next time. And I do kind of want to do this again. Obviously, this is probably the roughest one that'll be because we're trying to figure out how I want to do it.
Yeah.
Not if I
Getting the
got
questions
anything
out
to
there,
do with
but-
the next one.
But I do want to try to do this more. I'll get more like generic. Me and Fro talked about it. I'll probably do like more generic questions. That way I can put it out to more of the Smite community rather than just our community that knows us.
Yeah.
So like
No,
instead of
this
asking
was
like
fun.
instead
No,
of
this
asking like
it's
Dev,
a good
Riggs
it's
questions, all
what
that.
is it? Proof of concept, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a Kickstarter, Family Feud thing.
I
Well,
like
and
it.
then if we do it that way, obviously hide the quiz from us. But
You do.
we could also do
I don't know. I'm the one who read
do
the
it-
quiz. I came in last. So
Yeah,
well,
I don't think you guys need to not do the quiz. I think it helps if you guys do the quiz because it's
Proof
not
of-
your one opinion won't sway the entire quiz if we get like.
we'll
30
always
people
get a
right.
point if we do the quiz.
That's
We
not
can
Honestly,
always
if
get
you
one
could be
point.
the only one. You could be the only
Yeah.
one to say an answer. You never know.
Yeah.
yeah, like when
So-
you say Heimdall, when you think you know a god that's associated with yourself, and it's not even on a list at
It's
all.
not even
It's
on
just-
the list.
just because you think
Yeah.
you got an answer,
Mhm.
even
You could
about a
have been the
subject
only
you
one to say
should know.
Nox for no. So,
You know?
but yeah, I want to try to do this more in the future. We'll see. Get some better questions, workshop it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get some feedback.
Yeah.
Oh, this
But
was
yeah,
fun. Definitely fun.
inaugural
Good
episode.
job, Riggs.
Maybe we got. I think we
Like
gotta get
it.
a better name for it
Love
too.
it.
Botg Family Feud doesn't flow off the tongue. Maybe we gotta do like. I don't know. Battle. I don't know.
Battleground of the
I-
Feuds.
Battleground of the Feud.
I think it would just be like Feud on the battleground.
Let us know in the Discord.
Yeah,
If
give
you're
us
not
a
in the
better name for
Discord,
the
the
segment.
Discord link is in the description
Yeah.
below.
was thinking,
Feedback and
like-
suggestions. Probably a
I was
good
thinking,
channel
like-
to put your answers in.
What if we do like Feud Me
Fe-
instead of Feed Me? We feed me.
What
Alright,
about
that's-
FUED? Feud. Is it BOTG? FUED? Maybe.
what?
How
Come
about
up
you
with a
just,
funny acronym for
give
it.
us suggestions in the Discord.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, that also works. So yeah.
Oh, and
next
thank you
up-
everyone for answering, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
literally
thanks for
couldn't
doing
do
that. I
this
guess
one
I
without you guys. That was literally required. Thank you.
Literally.
Yeah. I tried to keep it short. Like this one would took you like less than 5 minutes to fill out, if that. And that's what I want to do for all the ones. That way I can get a lot of people to do it because it literally take like 2 minutes of your time. But I do appreciate it. I will ping everybody the next time I try to set one up, and hopefully we can get some more responses.
Yeah.
And with that, brings us to our community corner, which I will remind us, and then we're gonna read, and I will kindly ask one of the hosts to read some of them because I forgot to set up my hunter, so I need to do that while we're doing that.
Oh, for shame. Nevea 03.
But yeah, I'll
Take the
I'll read
wheel.
it off. Well, I'll say I'll read it off. We're making a hunter just like all the other ones, pulling from existing gods and A chains and abilities and all that shit. But yeah, Nev, if you want to get us started with a beard, I will start making my hunter.
You also be completely honest, because I also didn't make one, but sure, I'll read and
Who made one? Who
not
made
make one. No, I don't want to make one because I don't want to come up with something in the next 5 minutes. So it's fine. All right, Beard is up first, aka Norsen Around. God name is Paquette from the Pantheon Egyptian. Goddess of the Night Hunt, looking for the Artemis Auto, Hachiman Passive, Hoyi 1, Charybdis 2, On Her 3, and Shivalanke Ult.
Don't even know her.
You had to sneak that in there, huh?
Had to.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty interesting a concept. I'm actually going to bring up the god window up in my other screen here.
Charybdis 2, that's weakened by not having Charybdis passive.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're
Yeah, you need
handicapping yourself.
you need the passive for it to stack up. Yeah.
It would
Yeah,
just be small then. It would just be like the little baby cone.
the baby cone.
But it wouldn't really do too much.
Yeah.
And to remind everybody, the passive for Hachiman grows stronger as he lands his blows, hitting enemies with basic attacks. Energizes Hachiman, granting him a stack of MP5, stacks up to 5 times, and stacks last 8 seconds. MP5 is 2 plus 0.3 per level for a duration of 8 seconds. There you go. Little
I hate
fresher
Hachi passive.
refresher course there. Thanks for chiming in there, Norsen Around. Next up, we have
Real quick,
can't
I
pronounce this
love
person's
how
name.
he actually finds a god and pantheon
And Pantheon,
and,
yeah.
and title too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's little touches. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it Hypnos?
Hypnos.
Okay. Hypnos comes in with a hunter that's fun and has survivability. Apollo autos. Apollo passive. Danza 1. Jingwei 2. Chernabog 3. And Heim ult. Danza 1, they comment bombs up. Or bombs OP. Sorry, I can't read. Bombs up!
Bombs up.
Jingwei
I'm
2.
sorry,
Crit,
that was great.
Crit greater than your life. Chernabog 3. Haha, wall no hit me. Heim ult, you're a baseball now. You out of the park.
Out of the.
I think that's a
Swinging
very,
for the fences.
That's a good
very
one.
apt descriptions of them all.
Yeah.
Batman, I'm sorry. I don't think I even want to read yours because you didn't follow the directions. There are 3 mages and 1 hunter in your kit. So I'm moving on.
Nev, I can take over 42 if you want.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to create one in the next 5 minutes, so it'll be okay.
No, you're good. You're good. I just couldn't get it popped up on the phone, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to read them all. I'll read a few more. We got the big red coming in with Shivalanke basic attacks, Apollo passive, Danza 1, Artemis 2, Chiron 3, and then the Heimdall ult.
Heimdall, very popular.
Very popular.
Dude, fucking dangers, bud.
Yeah.
So let's look at this real quick. So you got a good dash, right, with a knockback. Artemis 2, that's a decent stem with movement speed. Combine that with a dash, and he'll be fucking yeehawing out of the place. Good clear with a little bit of intoxicate, right?
Yeah, intoxicate. Yep.
Well, in the dash, you can sling autos while you're doing it, which is like completely unique to Chiron, I think.
It is.
So
yeah, I can't think of anybody else that could do that. Yeah.
Like,
I don't think anyone else really has
RDO
one
has
long enough.
RDO has a
to
similar
matter.
dash, but I don't think you can auto with it. So.
No, you can't.
It wouldn't matter nearly as much on RDO though, but
right.
It really does matter on Chiron, and when you're chasing somebody down, fucking auto. You'd be surprised if a good auto and then hitting them with a knockback can be a decent amount of burst damage, honestly. Like the two combined.
All right, we got Josh coming in with Apollo autos, Heim passive, Uller 1 axe stance, very specific. I appreciate that. Shivalanke 2, Charybdis 3, and the Chiron ult.
Yeah, I like to see the axe stance clarification. Follows rules.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. Yeah, what's
Heim
passive again? Is that the vision?
A lot of Heim and a lot of Heim is the passive with the vision. So here you go. It's called the Vigilant. When Heimdall gains vision of an enemy god, he gains physical power up to a maximum of 5 gods. When an enemy god would disappear from vision, including stealth, Heimdall continues to see them for 4 seconds. Heimdall's critical strikes only deal 40% bonus damage. Physical power per stack is 2%.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you have a nerf in the passive without the benefit of the auto chain.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this. While you do have the one for the axe to give you some stun, I'm not seeing a lot of synergy in the kit.
No.
That will be my one critique.
Yeah.
Well, that and you put a nerf in there by picking the Heim passive.
Unfort.
VO coming in with Jing autos, Rama passive, Hachi 1, Cherno 2, Artemis 3, and Shivalanke ult.
The most useless autofocus hunter you can get. I was just thinking that. I'm like, well, hold up. He's got Rama passive, but he can't use the passive.
Right.
I mean, like, you break it down, really think about it. So you got the Jingwei autos, Rama passive. What's the Rama passive?
The Astro Arrows. You get them every couple seconds, and hitting your autos, you get more.
Right.
Or get
All
them
right.
sooner.
What's Hachi 1?
Extended autos.
What's Cherno 2?
It's an enhanced auto that's a stem.
Oh, yeah. Your little...
Yep.
What's Artemis 3's the AoE? And then
Yeah.
Xbalanque is the global blind.
The most
And
useless ult.
extended auto attack range. That is included in his ult.
That is true.
That is. Yeah.
And movement speed. You get increased movement speed in
Oh,
your
yep, you do
X-Ball
get
ult.
that. Yep.
I always forget about the extra parts of X-Ball because it's so ass.
I just missed when it's stunned. I missed when it's stunned. And you can
right.
tell you can tell when you're playing against a person who's an OG
used
Smite
so
player.
old. Yeah.
Because
They had to do the stutter step.
Yeah.
sometimes you'll still see them stop and then start right back up right after the ult's over.
Yeah.
I still do that every once in a while. I do the little stutter
Yeah.
step where you
It's not
don't get
every
stunned.
time, but it's
So as a
every...
reminder / for people who were not around for original X-Ball ult, when the ult was done, it would stun you if you were moving. You could get around it by actually stopping in place, and then the ult end, and then you could move. But otherwise, you would be stunned. And so it's literally like playing red light, green light with some of the OG Smite players when you use the X-Ball ult, and you can see them stop and then run.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do miss that because it was a really good ult. I do understand why they got rid of it, though. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate. For
Looks like
clarification,
there's
if anyone wants to know, the reason they got rid of it is because new players like, what in the fuck am I getting stunned from? It makes zero sense. And anyone who understood what was happening, it did not affect you at all outside of the
No.
fact that you were blind. Because you literally, it would be just like a quarter second stop walking. That's why we'll say it's literally like a stutter step.
Yeah.
You could time it to where it was like frame perfect, where you would still basically keep moving, but just not get stunned.
Yep. It looks like there's about 6 or 7 more responses. If Fro, would you like to pick up now?
Yeah, I'll take over on Necros, correct? We got Necros. He's starting off with Hachiman autos. I don't know if there's anything special about that. We have Artemis passive, deals 15%. He's actually got this all included too, so I'm going to read it out. Deals 15% increased basic attack damage to gods and 30% increase to minions who are afflicted by CC. So he's included some CC. Artemis 1, Transgressor's Fate, which is the trap. Cernanos 2, the Bramble Blast, which includes the root to proc the passive. He's got Charybdis 3, which will knock you up if you have enough tide. So unfortunately, you will not have the knock up here, but it's still a stupid ass fucking survivable or safe ability. And then Cupid ult with Fields of Love. That is a big ass CC field.
Mm-hmm.
I think this guy will slap, honestly. A lot of synergy in it as well.
Yeah.
Nice job.
I think it's a well-rounded, high damage character.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the Charybdis 3, if you were going for the knock-up, but if you're going for just a safe 3, well, it's a stupid fucking ability.
Beads and Aegis.
Yep.
Pete Sports coming up next. He presents.
No, that's Pet Esports.
Oh my god, it is.
It's a joke from my chat because I misread it the first time that they showed up in my chat, and so I was like, "Pet Esports, thanks for the follow." I'm like, "Oh, it's Pete. Your name's Pete. I'm sorry."
It is Pete.
It could also be Pete Sports.
Oh, it could be Pete Sports. Oh, I'm gonna hit Pete with that later.
All right.
We got Petisports coming in saying, I present to you the speediest boy. We have Medusa passive. Consider Jing, but there's just so much movement speed that abusing free strafing. Oh my god. Holy shit. Medusa passive. Consider Jing, but there's just so much movement speed in this kit to abuse free strafing, and you get out of base fast anyway. So, we have AMC Hives for the 1, giving you 30% movement speed and other bonuses. We have Artemis 2. It's an attack speed stem, but you're here for the 25% movement speed stem. We have Jingwei 3. Lots of good options, but this one gives more movement speed and great out to knockups. Apollo ult. Honorable mention to Churn, but he has to go with the only truly global ult.
Speediest
That's a statement.
boy?
That's a statement.
Yeah.
Only true global ult. Uh, I hope there are other CC heavy art passive abusers brought up, i.e., on her 1, Donza 2, and Scotty 3. No, yeah, that's definitely a speedy god. I think you just made probably one of the most annoying split pushing gods to exist. Like you literally made like a Loki Circuit-esque hunter who's just gonna split push.
Yeah.
I hope you're not on the enemy team. That's all I got for this one. What do we got next? Sasquatch 81. Hunter 1. I don't know what Hunter 1's supposed to mean, but Charybdis Autos.
He made 2.
Oh, yeah, that might be it. He has Charybdis Autos with Izanami passive.
All right.
Izanami passive's, I think, underrated. Cernanos 1, Shifter Seasons. So he got Apollo 2, Serenade. X-Ball 3, Rising Jaguar. Chernobog Alt, Living Nightmare. And he's claiming a support hunter. Oh, and this is why he's got Hunter 2. He literally made a second one. It's right underneath. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the support hunter is the next one.
Yep. Well, we have many responses, so now we'll go with the first one, and we'll come back to the second one if we do have a bit of time here.
All right.
Any thoughts on that one? Sorry, I didn't mean to hog up the response on the last one. They just literally included all that in their actual response.
No, that's fine. Yeah, Izanami passive underrated. Overpowered.
Izzy passive.
I would say it's overpowered.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You don't box an Izzy.
No.
Like Hunter v Hunter, like just you gotta watch out because Izanami passive can be really intimidating. Basically, here I'll pull it up. I'll read it.
The more dead you are, the more pen you got.
Yeah, exactly. Closer she gets to death, the more powerful she becomes. Izanami gains 4% physical pen for each 10% of her health that is missing, up to a maximum of 20%. Izanami's basic attacks increase in projectile speed with higher attack speed and only trigger item effects on the first target per hit. And penetration per stack again is 4%, max stacks of 5. Dumb.
Yeah. Yep. That's why with Izanami you don't like really A dominance or A executioner, and you are set for percent pen. Like you just are. I mean, if you're at full health the entire time, obviously you won't be proccing it, but probably not too terribly worried about the tank at that point then, right? No, yeah, I think this is definitely a solid one. Just a safe. He says support hunter. I just see a safe AA hunter. We have a fan of the podcast for the next one. Big Rick 20X, old co-host. You guys might recognize him. He has the unique idea for creating the first magical damage hunter. We've seen gods be made to play different roles than their class generally is, like Horus and Jormungandr. So, what if we cut the bullshit and just had the first magical damage hunter with a unique kit designed for them to thrive in the long lane? Passive. Additional magic lifesteal. Ability 1. Basic attack buff that deals additional magical damage. Ability 2. Another basic attack buff that actually gives you ranged autos, dealing bonus magical damage. And slows your enemies in an AoE. If the one is active, though, you lose the AoE effect. Because you got to keep it balanced, right? You got to keep it balanced.
Right.
Ability 3 will be a circle ability that banishes enemies into the air for a short time. Ability number 4, it's like an aerial assault, kind of like the ultimate for the best god in the game, Jingwei, except for it's controllable. You'll get 4 blasts of magical damage, you're untargetable, and you'll be CC immune the whole time. This one-of-a-kind kit would be a lot of fun to see in the long lane and would be a late-game monster in team fights.
You know, that kind of sounds like a warrior kit to me.
It does.
Oh my God.
Honestly, like if you, depending on the items you pick up,
Oh
it
You
could
know.
be very warrior-esque or some sort of like magical
Turning-
wizard laser person.
Yeah.
I'm getting some voices in my head saying, once Gem of Isolation comes online, the build's online.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Uh,
And there are some people under who said it sounds like a warrior's kit, and it sounds like it may be broken. But let us know what you think again. Then we got Deacon, 4159. Coming in with Charybdis autos, just throwing the knives, not the passive or attack chain. Well, I mean, it would be the attack chain.
It would be the attack chain.
It would be the attack chain. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure if you would lose out because is the reduction in the passive or the attack chain itself?
I think it's part of the attack chain.
Passive where you
passive.
get penalized.
Oh.
So he may have broke the system.
Cracked
right here.
the code.
Yeah. We have Danzabura passive. Got to get that free golden power, baby. I mean, yeah. Izanami 1 for the sweet stem. Medusa 2, clear and anti-heal. Charybdis 3, can't touch this. All right, so he even doesn't give a shit about the knockup. Got it. Hu Yi ultimate just for the sheer spectacle of dropping suns on a fool's head.
You know,
it does look cool. Yeah,
it's a spectacle.
I real quick, my little thoughts on this. I'm not seeing a lot of like synergy. Like
A stem, a clear. I mean, that's two things, but yeah, then you don't benefit from like the Ho Yi 2 for the ult, so they can get out of it pretty quick. Yeah. And then Charybdis 3, like that's an escape, sure, but
yep, no knock up on that. I guess I'm not saying that there's no synergy, it's just it lacks all CC, like even soft CC. But yeah, I mean, with the Charybdis autos, if you crack the code, you would be just an auto-focused monster. It'd be great. And then we have our not our podcast, our thumbnail employee, right? Okay, we pay this one.
Yeah.
As I stated, or Sadons, sorry, I guess I should say who it actually is. As I stated on the podcast, my build would be aimed at maximum annoying, something like Artemis passive, which we covered earlier, CC basically extra damage. Artemis 1 for the trap CC. CERN 2 for the same thing. It sounded a little familiar here. Scotty 3 for the greatest troll abilities in the game, and then probably either Expo ult or Heim ult. Probably Expo though to synergize with the Artemis passive. I
don't know if that counts, but if that would count, the blind, I don't think, because it doesn't affect your character in the same way.
Yo,
you can't beads it. You can't beads it, so I would say no.
But if it's does, that would be great because they're blind and you just flat ass like dealing 30% more to them. Like that would be good. So let's go over ours real quickly. And then for those who have it, and I think we do gotta hurry up and get wrapped up here. We are recording a little later in the day today. We all had busy nights last night.
Yeah. Well, I've got mine prepared, so I'll step in here. We were talking about it earlier. Izanami passive. Gonna give her autos as well. Izanami autos. Just, you're an early game monster. You don't even need abilities. But the abilities, we're gonna throw a Heimdall 1 in there. No stealth or sneaking up on her. Get the damage in the circle. It's a good time. We have Medusa 2. You got the anti-heal. It's a great wave clear ability, even though your autos are already great. So you're using it for pressure. It's going to be great in team fights. You're living it. You're loving it. You're laughing at them. Ho Yi 3. The amount of times I've been fucked by a Ho Yi just hopping immediately straight up in the air whenever I come inside of them pisses me off.
Oh. Wow.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
The amount of times
Whoa.
it's been used against me
Whoa.
is
Whoa.
gonna
Clip
have
it.
it on this guy.
Isolate that audio.
What do you
Right.
what? What do you do what to them?
So, ho ye three.
Remember, Nev, when Riggs says what I am earlier.
Oh my god.
And then for your ultimate ability, AMC ult, you got the stinger. Gonna cripple them, deal a lot of damage, and just really zero in. They can't get away.
Riggs is broken. You've broken.
I
Riggs.
guess. I missed it completely. I was into it too much to notice what I said.
That doesn't help
So,
you.
You know,
I have no
That's,
idea what he said either. I was not paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
He
Right.
said when I come inside them, it helps or whatever.
uh,
Or yeah, he's like, you know how many times I've been fucked by who you three when I come inside them.
within sight. Come within sight. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's not what you said.
That's what I intended to say. So
Oh,
Maybe that's why I
no.
didn't hear it. I heard that hard Northwestern or
Yeah.
Northeastern accent. All right, no big deal. I don't hear. Yeah, it comes inside.
Midwest.
Yeah.
So
Better watch
That's,
out when it comes inside, you know?
right.
Makes sense.
Right, exactly. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out for this god. So that's what I've got. Nev, you said you didn't have one and you weren't coming up with one in 5 minutes. Fro Double G, did you have a god for us?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Now-
Hit us with it.
Izanami passive. We've
Mhm.
talked about this.
Yes.
I'm going with Izanami passive.
All right.
It's a good one.
Yep.
But I'm not going with Izanami autos. I'm also
Oh.
breaking the game, grabbing up those Charybdis autos.
Hmm.
Now, I did check. It is in Charybdis passive where she gets the penalty, by the way.
Interesting.
That's what I was doing right there, is checking. So it is an actual breaking of the system. Perfect, because this god is going to use Ishtar's 1. So not only will you have the Charybdis attack chain and autos, right? You'll also be able to augment that with the Ishtar 1. So you can, super speed it or whatever. Then you're going to have the Chiron 2, right? Because you're already going to be hitting people with a shit ton of different autos. Riggs, you seem like you have a question here.
Excuse me, sir. I believe we said when we did this, we are not using Ishtar when she comes out because we don't have
We
experience
did.
with her. So,
We did.
excuse me, your god is incorrect and invalid. Thank you.
You lose. You lose, Fro Double G. How does it feel?
I totally forgot we said we weren't doing Ishtar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just pick a different fucking one. Just throw on like a fucking... It doesn't really matter. But then you have the Chiron 2. I'm going with it doesn't really matter because the whole god was based around Ishtar. Around the Ishtar 1. So then you have the Chiron 2, right? Because you have the whole bunch of different ones or autos. You have Cupid 3 because that's a dash that actually gives you attack speed as well, along with it being super safe, and it gives your allies that little field to walk on. With a Tusky because it's a very reliable team fight ult, and that is, oh my god.
Okay.
I'm gonna speed run mine a little bit so you can get out on time with Nev. Mine auto attacks Jingwei. She's the best hunter. Medusa passive. Slithery snake
Straight.
fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Hui's 1. Hui's 1. I'm gonna be bouncing on people.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get Hui's 2, so obviously I'm not stunning, but I'm still triple bouncing people. I'm getting Artemis 2. Stimming, I'm running, I'm fast, I'm immune to slows, I'm fucking pew
Your
pewing.
zoom. Yeah.
Hachiman's 3. I'm dashing in. I don't
Okay.
dash out.
Yeah.
And then Depp, you were the smartest person so far, and I think you're the only one that's ever said it besides me right now. AMC's ult.
Yeah.
Best hunter ult by far, not even close.
I mean, we could say the new god, because that is a cripple, but
Yeah, nah, AMC's is so sick though,
It's,
dude.
you know,
30%. Is it still 30% shred? Nerf
I'm
at
not
20%.
sure.
I don't
It's a
know.
smacker.
It's still
I'm
a
with
shit
you
ton
on
of
that.
shred,
I'm not gonna
dude.
argue with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
But
a
yeah,
monster of an ult.
that's my
That's
god.
why I picked it.
It is 20% shred. It was 30% when they changed it, but it's 20 now.
Yeah.
Still, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have, because I would synergize with the Izanami passive.
Izanami
well.
passive, exactly.
It's like literally
20 and 20. That's a 40. You don't need to build pen.
Well, you'd have a
Watch
flat
out.
pen. You just like one or two
Oh, yeah,
flat pen
well,
items.
Yeah,
But,
which
so
Crusher would do
that's-
well, and
Those
well,
are,
probably-
those are our guns.
yeah, I
Well
like
done,
it.
well done.
Well done. So we take a week
Yes.
off, and then we come back. I think we're on mages next.
We are on mages. That is the last
Yeah.
class.
The last class, and then we could do a for fun.
Then we're gonna do like the
Stand
one
switcher.
from each class or something. Or are we gonna do stand switchers too? I thought we were gonna do
I
like
think
a
we
like a
could do
best
stage
of all.
switcher, and then we could do a best of all. Yeah. I wonder
We've
how
had
many
people very
how many
tempted
people
to do that anyways.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
how many people
Looking
say
at
they're
you,
passive.
Batman. Trying to sneak 3/4 of a mage kit into
Mhm.
the hunter category.
Yeah,
We're
get
gonna
outta
milk
here.
the shit out of this thing so much, dude.
It's a
I don't
great
think we're
one though.
I don't
It's
think
so
we're milking
fun.
it as much as it's just kind of best done in 6 parts. I think
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
trying to do the
that's
opposite
true.
of milking it,
Mhm.
right? Because we don't want it to go stale. But anyways,
Yeah.
we do have some thank yous. Riggs, I'm taking over for you because we got to get going here. We
Yeah.
do have
Yeah.
a few thank yous. Thank you to Saidons for doing all of our wonderful thumbnails. We appreciate it, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you to Raging Cajun for all of our wonderful artwork that we have commissioned from him. Remember to always tip your artists. And thank you to our wonderful patrons who help us improve the podcast and do just various things in general. So thank you to Ariel Steele, Asbestos Dog, Weatherman Keith, Jade Flagon, Baseball Griff, Bombi, Danny Boy, Caveman, Neo, Coffin Monkey, CDR Litz, Gilly, Snorlax, Weatherman, Adios, Sir Ember, K Brojo, Famous Freak, Stoffmeister, Backlash, Sadons, Dr. Godfucker, Lantern, Reese, Warlord Yo, Bats Kid, Echo Dunk, Doc, Necro, Otter Joe, Riggs, Dracon, Glen Wiggle, Grandma, Granite Boys, Camo Hoss, God damn it, I almost said Grandma Hoss, Void vs. Void, Enbright, Scion Gemini, Batman, Sandman, Aquasoft, Kilowatt Man, I'm a Hater, Mr. Man, Colorado, and The Big Red. Thank you all very much.
Thank you guys. We love you. Heart hands.
Heart hands. One of these days we need to do like heart hands in the middle.
Oh.
No.
Wait.
No. I said one of these days. Not right now. Not right now, Deb.
Can't do it.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Cool downs day.
Yes,
Oh my God,
finally.
cooldowns.
Bye bye.
Bro has stopped recording.
I have
I have
stopped
stopped
recording.
recording.